I did decide to renovate because my daughter was moving back home with her kids. I had small windows and I wanted them to be bigger so that it would be light and airy down here.
See, I don't think that's the lintel.
No lintel above the window. What did he do to the structure in that area?
And their way of finishing the windows, we got to get the window well in.
It was just open, just as how the builder left it undone.
Did you get a permit?
No.
Okay. What's underneath all this?
Yeah.
That is the problem. And unfortunately, we've got to take half this down to have it inspected.
I'm out about $30,000.
Holmes, look at this. Is that garbage or what? Look, you buggers, they haven't vented anything. This is ridiculous.
Everything is wrong. I've decided now to gut it. Take it all down.
Mike Holmes, I love you.
Me too. You want a good job to keep me in shape? I'll be a contractor.
Unacceptable.
God, I love my job.
I live in this house almost 4 years. I did decide to renovate because my daughter was moving back home with her kids. I needed a little bit more space, so both my daughters would move downstairs. So they'll have more areas to play and they'll have a study area and just a nice area for the kids to hang out. At least I know that they were coming to live somewhere that was better. It was better for the kids and everything because she wasn't living in one of those two nice neighborhoods. And it was getting really, really bad there. So having them here, it was more secure. You know what was happening to them. You don't have to worry about them. You know, and then they had to move in and it's not finished. Everything is all piled up. You know, it's just one big mess.
Olivia wanted to finish her basement, really just to bring some family members back in. So she hired a contractor to come in and make it nice downstairs and put in some bigger windows. And at the beginning, sounded like a wonderful person, guaranteed his work. I'll be here every day. I mean, how far do you go before you actually kick someone's butt out?
It was recommended by a friend. He came and I said, I would love to see some of your work before I actually hire you. I went down to a house that he had done and it looked okay. It looked well done. So I decided, okay, fine, I'll use this guy. So I had to sign 2 contracts, one for the window because he said that was separate. I would give him a third of the money up front, a third when he was 75% finished, and the other third when everything is complete.
Wow, that was quick. How you doing, Olivia?
Thanks.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Why don't we take a look outside first, then we'll go downstairs?
Okay.
Come on out. Okay, we have 3 window wells, correct?
Yeah, this was a new window that was cut, yeah.
2 on the other side?
Those
or 1?
were existing windows there, but they only makes them bigger, yeah.
Okay, so all 3 were cut.
Yes.
See, I don't think that's the lintel. They've raised it up. We can see that they've cut out the brick here. I don't even see an existing lintel.
I had 2 small windows and I wanted them to be bigger and I wanted to make another window so that it would be light and airy down here. So he said for the window he had to bring in a separate contractor to cut the windows and install them.
Yeah, they've done the same thing again. They've cut it up higher, down lower, with no lintel. Wow.
We have weight load above the window. What did he do to the structure in that area? Obviously, it's been cut out.
The windows are left undone and there are walls here that are crooked. The bathroom is undone. It's just a mess down here. So I am hoping that Mike will be able to make the basement livable. I wanted to have 2 bedrooms, a living area, a bathroom, and a sort of kitchenette that when the kids are down here watching TV, they could make popcorn. It was just open, just as how the builder left it undone. The only thing that was there was the rough-in for the bathroom.
How much did he charge you for the whole job?
Okay, you wanted $19,000 and I was supposed to buy the materials.
How much did you spend in material?
I think I spent about $12,000 in material.
Okay, so really the quote we're looking at here is about 30-something thousand, which
Yes.
is really the right price to do a full basement.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's not finished. And how much did you pay the man in total?
15, because I only owe him 3,000.
So there's 3,000 left.
Yes.
He has a cutout here to give you your outside tap in the backyard.
Yes.
I do see insulation with vapor barrier, so that's a real good sign. We used drywall screws on a pine capping and he's done over top of the vent. Why?
We argued over this one because I said, I don't want it like that. What are you going to do? We're down there. You're supposed to build a box.
He could have taken the whole corner and bulked it with an access because we need to get to the clean out of the drain here. I see a wood trim edge. This is doorstop. Now this is a wood edge across drywall. Is this supposed to be in effect?
I think it's the fence. I said, why didn't you just drop the whole thing and level it off? And he was saying I was too fussy. Don't worry about it. When it's done, you'll see how good it looks.
You started saying she's fussy. This is going to be beautiful. Don't worry about it. All illusions. I'm sorry. This is all about deceiving.
When you turn the air conditioner on, it's terribly cold down here, but you're not getting enough cold on the
Top
upper level.
floor?
Yes.
Did you get a permit?
No.
Okay. It's going to be an issue. I'm seeing a mixture of metal studs and wood studs within the basement. At least they have the grommets in here protecting the wiring. That's what I want to see. But why do a mix of both? Why didn't he just do this either all wood or all metal? Just tells me I have to open this up. Well, here we go right here. There's a junction box. Now, because I can get to it from this point, it's legal. But that tells me we're going to find a lot of that everywhere. What was this little creation here?
He was supposed to make this a kind of open concept with some pickets coming down.
He's using the wrap on this. It's not what you use. You use corner bead. He's not even parallel with the stairs. Who did the tiles?
It's another guy that came in and did the tiles.
He was probably the only good guy here. Olivia borrowed every single dollar to do this basement. It's not like she had money put aside in the bank. It's not like that she won the lotto and just decided to put some extra money into her home. She did this for her family. And she went to the bank and borrowed all this money.
Every week he would come, oh, something is happening, you need that extra $1,000. He couldn't wait that long to pay the guys. He said, you know, like, I couldn't tell him I don't have the money because I'm a single person and I'm a nurse and I live in a nice neighborhood, so I shouldn't say that I don't have the money.
This contractor continued to say, look at that, you obviously have money. What are you crying broke for? I need more money to do this job.
It's really ironic how people should think because you live in a certain neighborhood, you have a nice home, that it comes easy. I work 2 jobs, sometimes 3, to make sure that I meet my obligations.
At $32,000 or in or abouts that area, that's what this should cost. But correctly, not mistakenly, not wrong.
I have to pay the bank for this regardless of what happened. You gotta be very, very careful. Because even when you sign a contract, that doesn't say the person is not gonna run off.
He's received $16,000 in labor.
Yes.
He did not pay his trades.
No. The deal was you get the rest of the money when you finish. I'm not giving you any more money.
Good for
and
you.
That's when he walked away.
Well, he has his money now, and he's gone. So we're gonna do what we do best. Come in, take it down, and do it again. What we're gonna have to do is get a permit, bring in the inspectors, open things up so they can see things. Now this is a simple kitchen. I see the stove outlet box with no wire. However, as soon as you put in a kitchen with a stove, it turns this into a basement apartment. When you want to do a basement apartment and you have a stove, a fridge, and a sink, it becomes a whole new ballgame. That means its own entrance. That means digging in the side of the house. That means a lot of money. This person does not know what he's doing, and you know what? What's underneath all this?
Yeah.
That is the problem. So I'm gonna bring my guys in here. I'm gonna take care of the permits. We're gonna take down what we have to take down, and we're gonna give you this place back completely finished.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
I go in with the hope that this is going to be right, but I can tell it's not. I'm pretty confident we're gonna find a few surprises. I can only hope that I do not have to take this completely apart.
My daughter and her kids were moving home. My other daughter was gonna move down here, so the both girls would have been down here. They had to move in and it's not finished. Their things are in the garage, so everybody's getting on top of each other's nerves. It is depressing because you work hard, you spend so much, and when you come, you have nothing to show for it.
We're gonna have some fun today, Des. Let's just start in this room. Let's drop this ceiling. Let's do our knife cuts first. Pop it.
sign. We pulled down not even one full sheet, and not only do I find an illegal junction point, this is not the way you do this. We also see the wire running underneath the joist and drywalled over top of it. Another thing you just don't want to do. So drywall the ceiling first, the looks of it, and then put up the interior walls. I mean, always we want to drywall the ceiling first and then the walls. But in this case, this whole ceiling was drywalled first and then this wall was built. So how do you run your electrical? How do you make sure everything is proper? See this? Put the cable along within the sheets itself, plaster it in. God, it's just the beginning. This is all legal. I mean, I like everything clamped up, but we're allowed to do that. Take it where the area of the steel I-beam is. Normally we'll tie this up with proper ties. We see string in here. At least it's stringed, at least it's tied. And we already have electrical that is going on and off here. Definitely got to bring in my electrician. Yeah, nothing can drive me more nuts. See electrical done wrong again. What do we see here? Let me tell you, that's not what I want to see. We just started. Why do that? That's just absolutely unnecessary. I want to remove it all. Remove everything to do with the metal on the bulkheads. Yeah. Everything. Unfortunately, every ceiling is coming down. Oh, surprise. For some strange reason, this person, whoever wired this house, doesn't like to drill holes, likes to cut lines and join. Totally illegal. Why is it against code? If you have a short somewhere, if you cannot go, and this is what electricians will do, is they'll start looking at the lights, look at the receptacles, make sure all the junctions are correct. But how do you find a junction inside a wall when it's covered up? So this could be a major issue in the future. This is not the way to do this. So he's just capped over the pole here because the pole is out further than he wanted from the wall. Okay, that's fine. This is not how you do an outside edge. There is no plaster seal on it at all. This will crack in the future, guaranteed. We have a 3-wire in here that's going to the switch. Is that ridiculous or what? 1, 2. Guess they didn't want to get another roll of wire. I have a bad feeling we're going to see an awful lot of this here. There's no staples at all. He's tied it off, not through the stud where he should be. We want to be away from this. Who knows if someone's going to add a screw here in the future and hit that line. We don't want to do this. I think it's a good thing we're here. No staples, illegal junction. No staples, none against the box. We got to have one within at least 16 inches of the box. You can go in behind this. It's not something I would do because it takes nothing to run a drill through the center of the stud and allow that line to run through. We see staples on the old here. That was the builder. This is the contractor. How far do I have to go? Do I got to take down the outside walls to make sure he has not done this within the outside walls? This is not the way to close out duct heating. So there's a hot line. Instead of running a vent to the kitchen so there's heat in the kitchen, we have no heat in the kitchen. We do not want to screw right to the bulkhead at all. We actually want to bring this down, bulkhead. We do not want to screw to it. Every time this expands and contracts, because we run heat through it, it's going to move.
Wouldn't these also rust too much if there's moisture?
Yeah, and it will. You're going to be blowing air conditioning through it, heat through it, they're going to rust.
That's right.
What do we see there?
Oh, that's a junction box up there.
It's hidden.
I bet you all of these vents are both the exact same way.
If he's done it here, he's done it everywhere.
Yeah.
I've never seen more corner cutting. All right, let's hold off on the walls. Let's go into the bathroom.
Have a look at this, Mike.
Well, he doesn't know proper procedures on installing a tub. Do not screw the tub into the wall like this. This room to rough stud should be 5 feet. This room finished is 5 feet, actually just over 5 feet. So what that means is the idea is the drywall is meant to sit here, tile right down to base. The tub is not ruined. I will be able to save this. So we're gonna have to reshape this room, that we know. This receptacle over here. This is a ground fault interrupter. That is not how you install a receptacle. Let's go to the bedroom. All right, I really want to see what this is. Moving the pipes. You just built a little box around it. Again, not a big deal, but it's just not the way to do it. Nothing like closing in a shut-off, a primer valve. A primer valve is to prime a drain of some sort. I'd like to know where that goes. You don't close this off. That's just not the way to do this. I want to drop the whole ceiling. Everything I see is just so wrong.
Okay, we see a double header hangers proper, which allowed them to go higher here. Very lucky. That's enough. I have to put new lintels on those windows anyways. This drywall is so damp. Well, that's not wise. You know, it's funny because Olivia said to me, it's freezing cold in my room upstairs. I'm starting to know why. This is a main line. When it comes to part easy, it wasn't done right. The reason this is hard is because he screwed right into it again.
Is there no studding in here?
That shouldn't have happened. I didn't really want to do that. These studs aren't into anything. Why is there a hole cut in this line? Olivia was saying she just froze it. You know what's a shame here is that no matter what I take down, I'm finding issues. And that's really scary, because that just tells me it all has to come down. Let's clean up. Let's bring in the other guys. We're getting it. It's coming down. I think I'm gonna tell Olivia.
So you look at it at the end of the day, you think that they're doing the right thing. When in fact, they're just screwing you up and taking your money.
Not enough experience, doesn't know what he's doing, never ever does what he said he's going to do. It's going to be beautiful, you're going to love it, and I'll be done before Christmas. All three is incorrect. Well, I tried very hard to keep a lot that I see, but let me just show you some of the things that we found, okay? Illegal junctions within the wall. No clips whatsoever on any of the electrical. I knew I was pulling down the ceiling so we could see the electrical. Again, hidden junction points within the ceiling. There are so many hidden junction points throughout this basement, and I haven't even opened up the whole thing. You would never find the problem if you had one.
Okay.
I'm finding cut lines in your ductwork, not good.
Is this why the air conditioner isn't going up as it should?
Oh yeah, the coolness has just driven throughout the floor and deteriorated your drywall. I should never be able to do this to your drywall.
So down here was extremely cold, and there wasn't enough cool coming upstairs.
Sure makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is only one area. He's tied all his drywall into the ductwork. You're not allowed to do that.
So
throughout the
immediately-
whole basement.
This is ridiculous.
There's another hole here. Why didn't he keep this line and have heat in this little kitchenette?
Why the plastic bag?
I guess that's what was here at the time. Oh, he hasn't even tied off any of the plumbing, okay? It's held up by rope.
You said I was too fussy and I didn't even know about these things.
Well, I think he was nowhere near fussy enough. We have electrical dangerous issues that can burn your house down. We have plumbing issues at this point, and I still haven't even gutted the bathroom yet, that are incorrect.
This is ridiculous.
It's enough for me to say I can't repair anything without starting again. I'm going to gut your whole basement. I'm taking down all the studding, absolutely everything, and I'm going to do the whole thing again. Okay. It's not because I want to, it's because I really don't have a choice. Okay. Then we'll show you how it should have looked.
Okay. This is ridiculous.
All right, it's D-Day.
Another one.
Yeah. Is it ever gonna end?
Oh, jeez.
Let's just start by taking down all the drywall.
This whole basement getting gutted? Is that
Yep.
what the deal is? You want to take the studs out? You gonna do a new floor plan?
At this point, let's just expose the studs and we'll see everything.
All right.
So lose all the casing. I don't care about the casing. We'll keep the jams in the doors.
You want to leave them in for now?
For now, let's just make sure we take down all the drywall.
Wow. Open
All right.
the window again, get it outside?
Yeah. Well, it's extremely depressing that I have to take all of this down. I had no idea. I really, I had some hopes. Well, I guess when it comes down to it, it's easier to take it down and start again. Make sure we have everything run properly, especially the electrical. I gotta find everything like this and fix it.
Just the drywall that's holding this in place here. It's only like a 2x3 anyways. As you can tell, it's not very strong, that's for sure. You can look up here, right through the plastic and the insulation here, they could have caused a fire. When they soldered the pipes, they didn't even care about that.
I'm not gonna have to replace all the ductwork, but I do have to pull out probably a couple thousand screws and seal off all those holes. Makes no sense. This is why I have to take it down. What a waste of money. Totally. Don't see any gaskets underneath the bottom plates. You are required by code to have a gasket underneath this. What that gasket does is stops wood from contacting concrete. We do not want to do that. If the room flooded, okay, it will absorb the water through. And we have gaskets, just rolled gaskets. You lay it out, put it through.
None whatsoever. How you doing, Des?
Hello.
It's also required by code that if you're going to finish your walls in the basement, you have to insulate right to the bottom. So this little gap here is going to cause a moisture issue.
As a matter of fact, this might have been the original insulation done by the home builder.
This is the original, and you know what? I give him 2 thumbs up for insulating as far as he did.
Yeah,
he only had to come to here.
That's right.
But he went further. So the builder's good, the contractor sucks. I've already asked Olivia to go out and buy more tiles because now if I want to make a couple of changes, just in really opening it up, I want to give it a more open concept. This way I can reduce, just smash that out, repair the area, you'll never know that we were here. If I wanted to move the door over, I would have to repair this area. So that means I'll smash out this tile, smash out this tile, put in 2 new full tiles, regrout, and I can move my door. It sure beats pulling up the whole floor, because right now, the tile's the only good thing in this house.
Just an example too here of what not to do. There's supposed to be a 1/4 inch of this white sheathing inside the box. The ground is exposed, that's improper.
Well, this is a steel stud, and they've ran it horizontal instead of vertical, so the strength. You see the flat? That explains how it's moving like this. That stud should have been flipped up the other way.
Telephone junctions all over the place. Cable junction, we're gonna pull it all out. Go all new. Cable, telephone, everything. Anything goes wrong with that junction, how do you fix it?
How would they find it?
When you're studding a wall in the basement, you see how he did this? Attach it to the 2x8? Why not put the top plate underneath this, at least, to bear some load? This isn't gonna bear anything. It's not supporting the floor. You have an opportunity here to support the floor by putting a stud wall underneath here or underneath this one, whichever you decide. This is just...
And how do you know that this beam is square?
That's right.
We want nice square walls. We have the opportunity to make it square, level, correct, warm, safe, and sound.
It's always more expensive doing it twice. Always. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
2x2 wall, 2x3, 2x2, 2x3, metal stud. Unbelievable. Well, it's starting to look like a regular basement again. Almost everything is down, we're just cleaning it up. I wouldn't mind starting the outside structure with 2x4 walls so I can bring in the electricians and rewire this spaghetti factory. Doorways, they seem to be fine. The layout appears to be fine.
All right, we'll have everything cleaned up and we'll be ready to frame tomorrow.
Beauty. Thanks.
No problem.
Good. He's good. He just got back from his honeymoon. Just got married. 5 weeks off. So he's roaring, you know what I mean? He's ready to play. Yeah, I can tell. I can tell.
It was extremely cold down here. Upstairs, he wasn't getting anything. I even went and started to change the filter like every week because I figured maybe a lot of dust and everything. I figured that there was something wrong with the furnace that I didn't know about.
We've created a bit of a mess here, Brian. Right now, we're just using the window for the escape route of the garbage. So how many times do you see this where people will install new windows and forget to put in a lintel over it?
Not too often.
No, it's not something I'm used to seeing. This was honestly a window company, and it's kind of depressing to see they just came in, cut it, and threw them in. What are we gonna do, take up 2 rows?
I'm gonna try, probably these 2 because it's an angle iron, right? So I'm probably gonna take out these 2 courses up to here, put the lintel in, and then all the weight will sit on the lintel instead of on the frame.
Well, what the lintels are for is to support the upper brick all the way up. This is a lot of weight of brick and mortar. And right now, the only thing that's holding it up is the windows. And their way of finishing the windows with just the spray foam isn't good enough. They've got to be caulked. We got to get the window well in. How long is this going to take you to fix?
It's gonna take about a couple hours for all 3.
A couple hours?
A couple hours.
Why didn't they do it?
I don't know.
Thanks, Brian.
No problem. Okay, well, I took out the first course. Basically, all the brick was laying on the frame, so all the weight's staying on the frame. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna install a proper angle iron. I'm gonna fit this in here. You gotta allow at least 6 inches on each side to support the weight. And put in the bricks. But now all the weight's gonna be supported on the angle iron. And that's the proper way of doing it. That's all it takes. Wait till that dries up a bit, and then I'll clean it up.
Brian, it looks good.
Thank you.
You only had to take out the 1 row?
Just the one.
Excellent.
It's all done now, so now it could hold all the weight's on the angle iron.
What can we do about this here?
Well, I'll cut a brick and clean this up and slide it in.
Yeah, I think that might make it look better. Just for appearance?
Yeah.
2 hours of brick, eh?
That's it.
Good job. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You ready to do it again? We were able to get almost everything down yesterday. We've ordered some material. We have it on site. Well, we got a couple hours of cleanup, pull the electrical, and we'll be starting the framing real soon. This is live? You gotta be kidding me. Why am I live? This is not how you do electrical. I don't believe it. He's got a wire running to the panel that's not even hooked up. We had receptacles run all the way around the room. That wire was not hooked up to the panel. On the other side of the circuit, it was hooked into power here. It's live right now. I damn near just cut the line. These are people you don't want working in your home. No knowledge of renovations. You know, here's someone that thinks he can do all kinds of things. Well, I've had to take it all down. And not because I wanted to. Let me tell you, it's just added double my time on this job. But am I ever glad we opened it up simply because it is so bad and so dangerous. It's only gonna affect Olivia for the rest of her life. This is where he's picked it up from. No knowledge of electrical. They come in, they do everything wrong, and little do they know, this house burns down because of their massive electrical mistakes. They're responsible. The government's not responsible. Why? Because they didn't pass it. Once the government passes it, now the government's responsible. But it takes a real tragedy to make something happen. This house has to burn down, someone has to get killed. Then all hell's gonna break loose. People are gonna start being held responsible. As long as nothing happens, nothing happens. Let's shut the breaker off here. Ask if everything's out upstairs.
No, it's all fine now, mate.
You telling me this whole basement's on one goddamn breaker? Oh, isn't that cute? The basement's on one circuit. You know what the scary part is here? Olivia's gone and done all this work for her kids. They're not gonna live down here? Can't believe people get away with this. You know, it may sound like I'm bitching and complaining. You're damn right I am. Nobody cares about how people live. All they care about is making that money, getting the hell out of here. And who cares if someone dies in the house that you've created a total disaster of? He's tapped into existing. So here's a junction point. He's got 5 wires in there, which is not allowed. Only allowed 4. What's on this circuit? What's he ran off of this circuit? Licensed electricians do not do this type of work. And I'm pissed today because even though we've taken everything down, I'm finding more and more dangerous things. Look at it. I mean, you don't do this. Look at this line here, right through the metal of the return. I don't even know what that line is for. I'm disconnecting everything to do with the basement. All cable, new cable was run, new telephone was run. I'm disconnecting everything and pulling it out. I like to personally build my walls in place because of the unlevelness of the floor. It's not like I can just build the walls, stand them up, screw them in place, which is the nice, easier way of doing it. I want it tight. I have the opportunity to use studded walls as a help of structure. It just helps pick up the load, although I don't need it because of the foundation wall. But why not? Let's add to it. So that's why I like to build it in place. That's what's gonna make the difference.
16-inch on center. We've got just over 7 feet. So I bought 92 and 5/8 2x4s, and we're just going to it here.
I came in early from work one day. He was down here sleeping. So that was one of the first clues that something wasn't right. And he's just excuse after excuse. His sister died and he had to go to Jamaica and his van wasn't working. The subcontractors that he had, he didn't pay them. I'm out about $30,000.
We have to make sure that we hire the right people. Don't hire a guy that can start the next day. Don't deal with contractors that sleep on the job. Stop looking at it that I've got to save money, because you do get what you pay for. Oh, we framed it up for you, Sandy. Great. Took a little bit, but the guys are done. Well, obviously, I've made some changes. No longer bedroom here. We've created a open concept library, TV room sort of thing. So we'll do cable telephone here. Okay. Bedroom, obviously, arc fault. Kitchenette with the bathroom at the end there.
This is just a mini kitchen. Is there any sink?
Yes.
There is, okay. So it's gonna be a 20-inch T-slot and we're gonna have to GFI these.
Okay.
We can make that the fridge. No stove.
No stove.
No stove in here at all? Okay.
What do you want to do about the panel for an opening? Obviously, I'm going to build a cupboard around it.
Don't bury this pipe.
Right.
Okay, because this pipe is not fused.
Keep it open.
Yeah, keep it open. Don't bury this inside the wall.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's do it.
Great. Okay, Mike.
Thanks, Sandy. Des, what we can do is make sure that we get all these holes repaired and all the duct work. Let's tape up everything with metal tape that we can. So grab your screwdriver, turn it upside down, and dimple in where they put the screws in, because otherwise it's going to be a sharp edge.
Now I've got to put some of this metal tape over every hole because we're going to lose too much airflow from this trunk. The air conditioning wasn't working that well up there, and the ductwork had massive holes in it, so we've had to go around and fix them all up, and that should restore the airflow to the first and second level.
Excellent. I notice you have the return in, so we have a low floor air return.
This will suck up the cold air, take it up, and return it so that we can heat the basement. And we also restructured around the windows to carry load.
Excellent. I see that. That's great. We sistered up another floor joist in beside each and every side. We have a double header across to displace the weight out over the window rather than on top of it. So what we are going to have to do is build this side out to equal here, okay? And then build this out to here.
Yeah.
So did we do any other window? We didn't need it here, and it's done there. Okay, so we're fine. I gotta go outside and see John. John, I really appreciate you coming by, as usual.
Not a problem.
You can see this little bit of a frickin' mess they made here. Personally, I think we should dig right down to the footings and put a vertical weeper. Now, I know it's not code, but it should be code.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because how many times do I come to a window well and it's full of water?
Especially when the bottom of that sill goes below grade and there is a galvanized window well involved.
We do have a secondary membrane here. You call this what?
That's Meridrain R2000, and they put it in places where it's very silty material. When it's dry, it's very dense material.
Okay.
But when it does get wet, it can clog up. So they would choose this material here so that all the dirt is laying up against the cloth. Any water that comes towards the structure will run down inside the cloth, and the plastic is flush up against the wall, so actually no water at all touches the wall itself. It runs down in between the cloth and the plastic,
okay,
right to the weeping.
You think you can do it in one day?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Pretty straightforward. A couple more hours, we'll have her dug right down to the weeping tiles.
Are we digging all at once, or are we just...
Yep, we're going to open up all 3 holes at one time.
There's a lot of stone, that's good.
Well, it isn't. It's contaminated. Should be just clean gravel. There shouldn't be any sand mixed up with it. Because basically what happens is it packs again.
Right.
And it really prevents that water from falling through the stone configuration itself easily. We're going to open this up right down to the weeping tile, which is about 1.5 to 2 feet lower than the basement floor. We're going to put the rubberized membrane on there because now that this window well is deeper, this wall became a lot weaker.
Right.
It is possible for a crack to occur there. Since we are going all the way down there anyway for the drain, I think it would be beneficial to put the rubberized membrane on there now. If it does crack, we won't have to worry about it.
So what are we looking at approximately per window to do this?
It's $980 to dig down, put a drain in, patch the wall, drainage board, backfill.
What we put on the wall is called a hydro shield membrane, and what that consists of is a trowel-on coat of mastic, glass fab mesh pushed in tight to the mastic, one more trowel coat of mastic put on top, and then we push a layer of 3mm poly airtight up to the patch. So now we're reinstalling Meridrain in the area where we took it off. We're going to install it right to the edge and overlap it a little bit so as it goes to the Meridrain that is on the wall now. After we put this on, I'm going to go down there and we're going to cut that weeping tile and tee into it for a window drain.
We're going to put our 4-inch drain in the center of it to drain the center of the window well.
Okay.
Because the new frost level here now is going to be the bottom of that window well.
Oh, good point. If we lower the window well, 4 feet below that is frost line.
That's right. That's why we want to have that drain in there so that there's never an opportunity of water sitting there.
Oh, because it's going to freeze and push in, right?
That's right. That's exactly what happens.
Very smart.
Okay, we've teed the weeping tile into the weeping tile that runs parallel to the footing, right up to the bottom level of this window. So after we attach this window well, we're going to put about 1 foot of gravel in the bottom of it to allow for drainage, and there's no chance for puddling to occur in this area.
So what we would like to have is some definition in the ground itself underneath that window well, so that our weeping tile sticks up in the center of it, and we'll fill up inside with gravel. Any water that comes goes to the lowest point, and as it fills up, all the little slots around the weeping tile will readily let it in there, so it doesn't get an opportunity to build up and touch any of the sill or any of the window frame itself.
This is the deepest window well that you can buy for this size of window. But because it's this far below grade, we want to go a little bit lower. We're installing this Meridrain to increase the depth of our window well. If we don't do that, the dirt's just going to wash in underneath here, and it's going to take away the effectiveness of the gravel.
See that? That's the way I want to see it.
And now we're going to take the rest of the earth and fill this area up, and then we're going to hit it with the power tamper to make sure it doesn't sink.
John,
Not
thanks,
a problem.
buddy.
Oh, thanks very much for everything, Mike.
So $30,000 later out of her pocket, the only thing I can save is the ceramic. You know, go figure. I cut out most of their plumbing because of the way they did this. It was just ludicrous.
Right.
I'm gonna bulk this down. We're leaving it open for you, so I need you to bring in the hot and cold water lines down into the wall. We already had a rough-in for the bathroom, so we don't have to worry about the morons that were here.
Right.
So I've got to get some insulation in before the tub goes, so I'll get you to work on the copper first.
The thing is, we don't have any copper, Mike. We're gonna use plastic.
That's why I brought you here. I don't like the copper. Is it a lot more money?
I think tubing's about the same price.
Yeah, we're not using it?
Well, I mean...
We're using it, but why isn't it used in the housing right now?
Well, it's a new product, so a lot of plumbers just
Can't teach an old dog new tricks, eh?
That's right.
Okay, well, we're gonna start teaching old dogs. That's what we're gonna do. So you cut out what you want to cut out. You do what you want to do. Take a look at our joints, look at the green that's on it, see if it's bad enough to remove it.
Yeah, we just heat them up and wipe them off. Just I didn't wipe the paste off after soldering. That's what the green is.
Okay. And it's, you know what? That's the little things that we learn. If you wipe that off, it's not going to build up the corrosion.
That's right. Okay, well, let's get started.
Thanks, buddy.
There we go. There's the hotline run. Red for hot, blue for cold. They're starting to treat us plumbers like we're dummies, right? Just protect your plate so when you're drywalling the wall, you don't get a hole in the pipe. The advantage of the plastic tubing is if you do put a screw in it, it will leak right away. With copper, it'll leak 2 years later when you're at the cottage.
He's done this a couple times before, and he's good at it. All right, now we're almost ready to drywall.
We pre-painted all the basement trim. It actually came pre-primed, so we just threw a top coat on it with the sprayer. Now that it's pre-painted, they'll install it. We'll just have to touch up the nail holes and then one quick finish coat.
She has been plastered, sanded, and primed. It's looking good, a little messy, but we're cleaning up, getting ready to continue, putting the doors and trim in. We'll have to build a cover for the panel. We're looking at maybe 3-4 more days, and we'll give it back. Shouldn't take long at all. What I need for you today simply is to get the sink in, and I'll install the toilet, so don't worry about that. I'll have the guys follow you with trim, paint, etc.
Okay.
Nice and simple. Easy day for you.
Yeah.
Okay. The plumber charges in the area of $55 an hour. It's because he has the tools, he has the knowledge, he comes in, he knocks it off right away. Not to mention, it took him 5 years to learn his trade. 18 off the floor. 3.5, okay. 21. I'm marking up for the plumbing to be cut for this cabinet installation. This is a used cabinet. You know, I'm going to use it because she has it, and we'll dress it up and make it look good. So we didn't have a countertop sink and taps. I just sent Sean out to get all the stuff that we need to get this in because I want it done today so we can get going on the trimming. Matter of time, we'll have this in place. Yeah, it's a mini kitchenette. We're gonna have the counter, the fridge, and the idea is that we can get to this clean out. That's why I changed it from here to here. Very important we get to that. Okay, Taj is finishing up the shutoff so we can get the water back on. Benji's installing the door jambs for the door. Nice work, buddy.
These doors that come out 80-inch or 82-inch, they only end up putting in about 1.5 inches of jamb inside here to hold this panel together. I had to cut 3 inches off of this door. So when you cut the 3 inches off, you end up losing this jamb. So you end up with a cavity. Here, you can see how it was connected in there. We break it apart, and we get this jamb back, get some glue, and put it back into the cavity. So it becomes straight again. It's just glue in there that holds it. You don't really have to put any nails or anything like that.
first thing that we're gonna do, we would like to invite Mike and the crew back for a nice Jamaican jerk chicken meal.
You see this color? That's bright. Is this the whole area in here, this color?
Yeah, the whole main area, bedroom, kitchen, everything.
Obviously, Olivia's not afraid of color. I think it'll work. Last day. It's looking damn good. And the final things, electricians are coming in to get the rest of the lighting in, the kitchen cabinets in place, sink and taps hooked up, working well. We're almost there. The color actually works. Olivia picked the colors, and for me, it's not bad at all. Look how nice and open it looks. There's dust on the wall, that's dust, eh? Okay, I have to wipe that down. Des is outside cleaning the windows. We'll keep him out. He's not feeling well today. We want to keep him away from us.
What kind of wood is this?
What kind of wood is this? I would say oak.
It'll take you forever to guess. It's called sycamore.
Oh, like I'm gonna guess that. Nice simple cabinet around the electrical panel. Very important that we have room all the way around the panel in case they have to fish wires in, replace them, inspect them. With a nice maple plywood with a lacquer finish on it. Not bad for a month's worth of work, eh?
The trick to doing panel doors is I do all the panels first. If I spill up onto the door, I'll just wipe it off with a rag, because that will dry and you will see a ridge. So I'll get all the panels done first, and then I'll start brushing the flats. We usually always paint the doors and trim a satin finish or semi-gloss. If it's latex, you try to go with a higher sheen. It's not as durable as oil paint. They are going to be touched and handled, and they will have to be washed. So you want a higher sheen, just so it's resilient to the wear and tear.
Shut up, get to work. I love having the new guy. This is Damon. He's a really young buck like myself. He's here to help us, and he's doing a damn good job. This is his first week, and
Thank you, sir.
yes, get back to work.
Get back to work.
You ready?
Yes.
After you. Nice soft carpet, eh?
Yeah. This is nice.
Doesn't it look big and long now?
Yes. This is really, really nice.
Nice little cabinet for your electrical panel. This was Sean's idea. He just took some maple wood, and because there's a few little kids in the house, if you want to put a nice little simple lock on there, keeps them out of there and keeps it safe.
It's so pretty. I really like this.
Well, you know what? When I first came down here, I started to tear open a little bit of drywall, and every piece I took down, I found something terribly wrong. I did not expect to take everything down, and we gutted it. How funny is it that I get called in to take a look at the window wells because they don't look right, okay? Window well to hell. The basement. Let's take a look at one of the windows here. I brought in my brick guy, and we had to cut in lintels on the outside. We had to restructure your floor joists to accept the weight load on the outside of the windows. Then we brought in John McRae, and he dug right down to the footings. He put in a vertical weeping tile that comes all the way up into the drainage bed there, as well as waterproof the walls all the way down. Unfortunately, this wasn't done before. You know what would have happened? This would have filled up with water and come through your window.
Oh my goodness.
Nice wood top. Sean did this. He's all proud of it.
This is really, really nice. I think I'm gonna move down here. This is my hideaway now.
You've got to take your time. You've got to look into the contractor. You've got to check them out. You've got to make sure that they know what they're doing, that they do it by the law, and that they get a permit.
The colors are bright. It's good.
Well, you picked a color. I was a little surprised at first, but once we had completed it and looked at it, you know what, it works for me. I really do like it. Let's go take a look at the bedroom. We changed everything. We changed all the bulkheads. We had major opening in the ductwork here, and it's no wonder when you had your air conditioning on, it was so cold downstairs and hot upstairs.
Yes. It looks a lot nicer. A lot nicer.
Closet, we even finished this with a shelf and rod. So now you're set up with your closet.
Excellent. This is beautiful.
It was funny because when I leaned on that wall to push this wall out, I fell into the furnace room. Oh, you know, that was enough for me. Let's take a look at your kitchen.
Okay.
We open this up rather than using a door in here. Now I moved the counter on this side because we had a clean out here in your plumbing, and we do not cover that up, okay? GFI receptacles, that's just the way to do this because we're around a water zone.
This is fantastic.
Let's take a look at your bathroom. See how we had to create a bulk here because your ductwork is right here, okay? Once you close that door, everything is in proper height. We had to do bulkheads. There was no choice in it. Everything that was done was not going to work. Everything now has been passed by the inspectors.
This is very nice.
So not only did she hire the wrong contractor, but everybody else that was brought in were the wrong people, electricians, plumbers, not to mention no permit.
You feel good when it's finished like this. You can actually see it. Before, you could see the walls that were crooked.
Oh, they weren't just crooked. They were terrible.
The stuff that I saw when you took it down, it was incredible. Even in the kitchen, where you put that plastic bag and duct tape it.
Hire right the first time. If the contractor starts causing issues, stories, not showing up, or it looks like the work is wrong, stop the job and get rid of them.
It's the best birthday present I'm getting.
It's your birthday next week, isn't it?
Next week, Tuesday. Yes.
Well, then I would have to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're the best.
You're welcome.
It's really good. And I'd like to invite you guys back.
I'd like that.
Yes.
You're gonna make some oxtail for me, aren't you?
Yes.
I'd like that.
Oxtail, curry goat, it works.
I'm in.
Suit it up.
Well, to the new guy.
Thank you very much, guys.
You're part of it.
Excellent, man. Good to have you with us. Nice to meet you guys.
Thanks for the help, buddy.
Great job. We shall see you in the morning. See ya.